in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Fuck with my Hakim, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem. I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the I got a 50 hanging out the filter. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the seven, then we gon' fishing. I'm really no man, it's a God-given mission. I'm really on image, I'm stuck in the picture. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, niggas training through the baddest conditions.
Forgot this camera angle.
She got to be with me. Had that thing proving like that, man. Niggas, she know I'm a problem. She got to be listening. I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. Bitchin' the different breed of black man. We don't do the back thing. I remember back then. I was really trapping. Trying to get the racks in. Selling the black man. I'm trying to
Shalom, man. Hey, shalom, man. Shalom. Oh, damn, I keep coming off the. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out to do this landscape. I got my brother, a Bunny guy in the cut. You know what I'm saying? We got a guest, so I want to do this landscape together, both in camera. I'm figuring this out.
It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. We with all that. Lord called a nigga out the world. I respond, then they call back. Oh Lord. And everything that they sold from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching in the act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride it until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the command and general, Y'Yahanna, we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride it until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them.
Might have to. I ain't gonna keep switching the camera like that.
It's fine. Could just be voice.
Say again.
Could just be voice.
Do it this way. We'll see. If you talking or anything, I can turn it towards. Let me put my feet right. Back with real-time revelations, come on.
You say you don't like me, you say you won't play with me and my nigga like bitch, whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't play with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the command and general, Y'Yahanna, we unaffiliated with them. They tongue and they say they keep it to the 100.
Make sure you like the live. Like the live. Keep tapping that damn screen, man. Keep tapping that shit. Alright, like that shit. That's okay. Alright, let's see what we got.
Always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? We unaffiliated with them. Understand me like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit.
Can I be honest?
And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so that's the first video. Alright. No sign Christ. No sign Christ. Alright.
Date now.
We at 2 p.m. Most sign Christ. Alright, shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Lord in Christ. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashim Yahushua to all the sisters. We back for real-time revelations. You know what I'm saying? We got this back up running. You know what I'm saying? I'm changing it now to a Sunday. We're going to do every Sunday at 2 p.m. So we'll do this once a week. You know what I'm saying? I'll be with y'all on the TikTok, rocking it out, talking about different topics. But instead of it being more of a kind of another scripture breakdown, we're still going to be, of course, talking about, you know what I'm saying, the relevant topics. We're still going to be talking about whatever's, you know, going on, whatever's happening, whatever happened throughout the week, things we want to talk about. But it's going to be less in like a classroom setting where I might share my screen, and more like a, you know what I'm saying, more conversational, more, you know, out and about type situation. We also might do things like, we kind of spitballing some things we might do, like interviews that we're gonna chop up and put on the YouTube page and put on the Facebook. What we might do is, while we're doing the interviews, go live and have like almost like a live streaming setting. You know what I'm saying? Those are things we contemplate. Let me know if that's something y'all want to see, or if y'all have any suggestions for the show. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all put y'all suggestions in the comments. Alright, I see y'all liking the live. Most High in Christ, dropping comments. I see we got some haters in here already. No sweat. No sweat. Alright. No sweat. So I got my brother with me, you know what I'm saying? My physical and spiritual brother with me. Obviously Habanya guy in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brothers. Alright, Most High in Christ. We was trying to have the camera landscape, but for some reason TikTok don't want to allow us to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mainly have the camera on me. Of course, you'll hear him in the background, or when he speaks, I'll turn the camera to Officer Habanya guy. Alright, no sweat. Also got my Raven in the back, so if she wants to, you know what I'm saying, give her 2 cents on anything, she'll poke her head through and give you all the business. Alright, so let's see how we doing. Alright, how's everyone doing? Yo, Tawab, you know what I'm saying? Yo, let me know how y'all day going, how y'all week been. I know my week, you know what I'm saying? Good night. I'm just ready for Christ and those angels to crack the sky and just decimate every nation on the face of this earth that has oppressed my people, so I don't have to work this damn 9 to 5. So I can kick my feet up, you know what I'm saying, the same way our oppressors kick their feet up and had they servants. I don't know if I can say the other S word on TikTok, but I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to be you know, PC and TikTok friendly. But I'm trying to kick my feet up and drink whatever it is I want to drink daiquiris. I want to drink pineapple daiquiris and stuff like that. My feet kicked up while the oppressors work the same way we worked for them. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, the title of this live is "The Color of Christ Absolutely Matters." You know what I'm saying? The color of Christ, not only the color, but by extension, the race or ethnicity of Christ absolutely matters. Of course, if anybody wants to prove me wrong, they're more than welcome to try and do so. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, let's see if there's any comments I want to respond to. Alright, let me keep my eye on the comments. Alright, no sweat. Matter of fact, I want you to get the live. I can do this on here. I might do this on here. Get a live with my phone just so I can keep a better view. Say again?
On the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do it on my phone.
I know a lot about this.
Alright, no sweat. So let me turn this down first of all. Alright, and then get the live up. ISUPK. Alright. Most High in Christ. So there's a few topics I want to go into. The first one is, of course, the title of the show. The title of today's show. The color of Christ absolutely matters. You know what I'm saying? That's the title of the show. Alright, so make sure y'all are liking the video. And let me put this right here. Matter of fact, hold on to this for me just to keep an eye on the comments. Alright, if there's anything worth responding to, just let me know. Alright, so the first thing I want to share, I got an iPad right here. Now listen, this is my ribs iPad, right? I ain't rocking around with a pink iPad. Y'all calm down. We ain't Sakari in this moment. We ain't Sakari. We ain't Gorilla Hebrew in this moment.
We ain't them purple people.
We ain't them purple cats. You know what I'm saying? We ISUPK, but my rib, you know what I'm saying, she like the color pink. Alright, but I need a bigger screen so I can share the videos I want to share for y'all. Alright? So don't get onto man. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so one of the first videos I want to share now actually recently I did an interview with Officer Habanya. I did an interview which is gonna be coming out soon at some point next week. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be coming out at some point next week. And a couple of things we touched on: his journey into the truth, going through Hebrew Academy, you know what I'm saying, a few other things. Hold on. TikTok just gave me a suggestion to swipe. I don't think I should. Okay, this just gives me a better view of the comments. No, so I'm gonna leave it here. Alright. And we talked about, you know what I'm saying, different things who inspired him. You know, one of the things I wanted to touch on was something that even prompted the interview. Alright, so while Officer Habaniga was going through Hebrew Academy, you know what I'm saying, there were new things that were implemented this year for Hebrew Academy Resurrection. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the class of 2025. You know what I'm saying? I graduated in 2022, so I was safe from all the new shit. I was safe from all the new shit there. I went through my own trial. You know what I'm saying?
Swearing.
What happened?
Swearing.
It's the world. It's the world. No sweat. I think we just can't say the real bad words. The real bad words. I'll keep my language down toward it. But yeah, we you know what I'm saying. But you know, 2025 went through something new and implemented. One of them being the mace drill. And I saw this video on Facebook that I wanted to share with y'all. This is Officer Albania guy. You know what I'm saying, going through Hebrew Academy. All right. Let me play the audio. And this is after. Let me get rid of the glare. Damn. That glare is pretty bad. Hold on. There we go. Alright. He going through, you know what I'm saying, going through the fire. Quite literally. So this brother right here, up to the end. Now this ain't something, you know, you had to do. This ain't something that was a requirement of the trials. This brother up to the end to go through the mace drill. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? Other Hebrew Israelite groups might shy away from things like pain and conflict. But in the ISUPK, we volunteer for it. So this brother right here volunteered for pain like you wouldn't imagine. Pain that most people never experience in their life. Unless you're a brother that is just, you know, attacked by some racist cop who wants to, you know, take out his frustration on you and decides to put mace in your eye and beat you to a pulp with a baton or with his fist or with his foot. But this brother right here volunteered for the mace drill. You know what I'm saying? You can see in the video General Mahiam, you know what I'm saying, coaching through it, putting the water on his eyes. You gotta literally keep your eyes open so the water can go in your eyes. Something usually you don't, you know, if something goes in your eyes, you blinking trying to get it out. At this point, you want the water in your eyes to wash away the mace. You know what I'm saying? You want that water to wash away. You can see it right here. Let me play it again. Yeah, at that point, you begging for water in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? You got General Mahiam and coaching him through it. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to control his breathing, deal with the pain. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. Habaniga, while I have you here, I know we talked briefly on this the other day when we did the interview. Could you just talk to us a bit about what you're feeling in this at this point in time, and why, and yeah, what you're feeling about this point in time with even having General Mahiam right there with you, you know what I'm saying, coaching you through it, dealing with the pain, and why you decided to opt into that pain for your brothers?
With the brothers there, it was a lot better. It gave me more like motivation to do it. It was like spur of the moment thing. I wouldn't do it again. That hurts.
Ooh.
But like it was nice to feel pain because I knew it was gonna make me better. Through especially through the mace drills. Not everyone had to do it. You opt into it, and that's like it increased the brotherhood, because there was brothers that didn't want to do it, and there's brothers that were like, I got to do this for my brothers, and that's what I did for my brothers. And with the generals there coaching through to get through that pain, it just helped me, because now I know that when I'm in pain, I can go to my brothers and I'll be sweet. I can go to my physical brother, I can go to my father, I can go to anyone in the school, and they'll be able to coach me through these things, or coach me how to get that help and how to get through that pain.
I'm right.
What was the next question?
Yeah, kind of. I think you pretty much touched on like why you opted in for that. You know what I'm saying, for your brothers, and what it was like having the general there.
The general there helps a lot, because it was like he knew what to do. He knew what steps to take. He knew to told me to keep my eyes open. He was able to calm me down from blinking. He just coached me through it very well. And then after the general was washing the water, we got bottles and had to pour that on our eyes
God.
instead of the tap, because there was only a couple taps.
Yeah.
And then there was brothers there obviously pouring water in your eye to help you through that again. Again, that's just all, it's all brotherhood, it's all nice, it was all calm. That's what I can say.
God. Most High Christ. And as you know from first-hand experience, like don't think that, you know, you just get maced and then you get a hose and you run into your eyes for about 5 minutes and then you good, it's gone. That shit that come back. Like as you said, they had to get bottles of water to continuously pour that in your eyes, so your eye is just something to soothe the pain, because that pain don't just go away.
Especially the next day, I heard brothers were showering and it gets washed down from your eyebrows. I was like, I showered. I showered.
Clothes tight as hell.
I showered with purpose. I gotta wipe my face. I'm not. But anyway, brothers got it washed down from their eyebrows to their eyes again. So that's a second burn. And then just after it, it was like, it felt like days after it. You were still washing your eyes out, still feeling it. But it was a good experience.
I mean, good night. Yeah, the brothers in the ISUPK opt in for pain. We opt in for hardship. You know what I'm saying? It makes us stronger, as you said. Like it's crazy because it's exactly like as you said. Imagine you can go through that and you can compose yourself. You can stay disciplined, control your breathing, know what it is you're doing this for. If you can, you know what I'm saying, suffer having your eyes feel like they're melting out your skull, then you can suffer the hardship of not, you know, whatever it is that tempts us, not sleeping with that whore, or not 304. Sorry, TikTok, Salakia, I apologize. Not laying with that 304, not picking up that spliff to get high, not doing all the things, whatever it is, that's your vice or your burden or your temptation that Satan comes and creeps in your mind and tells you to do. You know that you literally went through fire, and if you can opt in to go through the fire, you can deal with it when it comes, you know what I'm saying, involuntarily. You feel what I'm saying? So that was real heavy. It reminds me of a scripture. Of course, the Bible is the solution for everything that black people go through. It reminds me of a scripture in Ecclesiastes 2 and mainly verse 5. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna read from verse 1. Ecclesiastes 2 and verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And that is what Officer Abaniga and every brother and sister in the ISUPK does. You know what I'm saying? If you come to serve the Most High, prepare your soul for temptation. Going through that trial prepared this brother's soul for temptation. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." Like, don't run away from conflict. Don't run away from pain. Don't run away from something if you have to go through it. Don't run away from Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm saying? You have plenty of brothers who are in the school, but they might not be ready for Hebrew Academy. Hebrew Academy makes you, you know what I'm saying, certified. It makes you absolutely certified. But you have to go through pain to be, like this scripture is about to say, you have to go through the fire to be certified, like to get that next level of what it is to be a priest and prophet in the ISUPK.
That's right. You
know what I'm saying? You don't just come magically where you stop eating pork and now you're this strong and disciplined person. It comes with literal trial. We call it the Hebrew Academy trials. It comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Go right here. I think is that somebody being racist? Someone said, "Hi Franklin, where is Lamar?" Ain't those the characters in GTA?
Yeah.
Do we look like criminals to you? I know you see a black man and just obviously assume that we're criminals, but we keep the laws. We keep God's laws. I can almost guarantee that you are more of a criminal. According to God's laws, you are more of a criminal than we are. You know what I'm saying? Talking about where's Lamar, we need to go and get him. I mean, good night. Let me. What's his name? Hashimali. Let me know your ethnicity, so I can call you what it is exactly you are. You know what I'm saying? Let me know where you're from. All right, but let me read on in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." You know what I'm saying? When you stay in this truth, when you hold this truth down and cleave to the Most High, and don't depart to the left or right, and don't start putting devices up your rectum like certain other Israelite groups, and don't start, you know what I'm saying, letting in Hamites and letting them unalive your sisters like other Israelite groups, and don't start letting your lust make you teach that it's okay to abuse children and like other fake Israelite groups. You cleave unto the Most High and depart not away. If you come into One West, ISUPK, and depart not away, you cleave unto the Most High, you cleave unto Christ, then it will be increased at that last end. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 4, I'm gonna get through this and get onto the next point real quick. Verse 4, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we suffer in the ISUPK, we take cheerfully. Well, that brother suffered, you know what I'm saying, when he had his eyes maced. He went through that. He opted in for it. He took it cheerfully. You know what I'm saying? He didn't shy away. He didn't try to run away. He went through the pain. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire. Gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. What this brother went through, and what many other brothers went through, shout out to the class of 2025, ISUPK Resurrection. I know plenty of brothers who went in. We had a whole host of ISUPK YNs in there. We got Rash Karab, you know what I'm saying? These are my younger brothers, you know what I'm saying? Rash Karab in the cut, you know what I'm saying? Kapaya, Yai Kwab, Kakamgaba, Ahmadiyya Allah, you know what I'm saying? So many brothers I know in it. Your brethren, Shemai Daba, Salakia, a whole load of brothers. We had obviously Assad from Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A whole host of brothers. Shout out to the class of 2025. You all are men that were tried in the fire. You know what I'm saying? When you go through Hebrew Academy, you go from being a prison officer, you still a prison officer, but you become gold. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all sisters this too. Sisters, get yourselves a Hebrew Academy graduate. Give them some. You know what I'm saying? Y'all find out who Habanyagar's camp leader is and contact him. Get you a man that is tried in the fire. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got Rata Zach. Shalom, Lord in Christ, Zach. Alright, Shalom, Lord in Christ.
What was that verse in Thingy?
Ecclesiasticus 2 and verse 1 down to 5. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers were tried, it says acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. This man literally had his eyes burning. He went through the furnace of adversity. And that's what that was, man. And in that day, when you graduated Hebrew Academy, you became gold. You became absolute gold in this truth, man. And make sure you cleave unto the Most High always. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever go to the right or to the left. Make sure you remember what you went through in Hebrew Academy and remain gold. You know what I'm saying? Is this some other racist heathen talking about deport? Deport who? I got my passport.
I got mine.
I got my passport. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Where would the and this is a thing that Europeans and your oppressor love to shout out. They love to say, you know, go back to your own country or deport them. Where did y'all come from prior to when y'all, you know, colonized Britain and colonized the whole damn world? Why don't y'all go back to the caves? Go back to the caves and the clefts of the rock. That's where y'all are from. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love to spout that nonsense. Go back to the caves. You know what I'm saying? You have so-called Americans telling people to go home. America is not yours. Britain is not yours. You know what I'm saying? You just took it over by doing the things that oppressors are known for. Just unaliving people. You know what I'm saying? Taking over lands and enslaving people. It said UK is for British only. No sweat. No sweat. Eventually there will come a time where the whole earth is for Israel only. You have to ask permission, you know what I'm saying, to do whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, to do whatever it is you're trying to do, or where it is you want to go. You're gonna have to ask permission from the leading class, from the ruling class on the earth, which is going to be blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. I guarantee you won't be spouting deport and UK is for British only. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks, I get this question all the time. Why do you have an American accent if you're from the UK? Hey, listen, man. Look, I'm good at accents. And another thing, I just watched a lot of YouTube when I was growing up. But yeah, I'm from the UK. I'm from the UK. I was born and raised here. But my accent might sound a bit American sometimes. Shoot, it might sound a bit Birmingham sometimes. And I'm from Manchester. It might sound London sometimes. I'm from Manchester. My accent just switches up like that. It's something I've been, you know, I get that question a lot. No sweat. But yeah. Let me try to switch my accent back to a more British. I'm gonna talk
Speak
more.
like you're from Manor.
Gotta speak like I'm from Money. I'm gonna try and talk more British for you.
Slap some Bugsy Malone in there.
We're gonna play some Bugsy Malone and that to get back in the vibe. All right, no sweat. All right, so let's see what else we got. So we got some. I still haven't had anybody, you know, try and prove me wrong. We have a lot of people talking about my accent and about how Britain is only for British people, which what he means is it's only for white people. That's what he means to say. But I haven't heard anything about, you know, disputing why the color of Christ absolutely matters. That's what I haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to that. I look forward to that, someone trying to prove me wrong on that. All right. So no sweat. So let's see what else we got. So let's get into that topic. Let's get into the topic of the color of Christ. All right, so I'm gonna play y'all another video. Turn the brightness up here. Play y'all another video. Hold on. If there's anything else you want to say, or if there's anything else anybody wants to say, feel free to chime in at any time. I don't want it to be just me talking, you know what I'm saying? I know I can run off your ear. But yeah, this is a you good?
Yeah.
No sweat. Alright. So let's get this the second video. Alright, so this now now while we were at the camp, you know what I'm saying, we were not sure if this was a brother or if this was, you know, some Hamite nation. It turns out he was a Hamite. But while he was speaking, you know, we ain't know this, and we was like imagine getting this like just this as a concept is diabolical. I'm gonna play the video for you. Of course, y'all can find this. You man can find this on the UK pages, on YouTube, Facebook, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. But let me play this video for you. Damn. Almost jumped on this one right here.
All the white people, and why you guys always so angry?
Let me just pause it right there. Just off the rip. So imagine we're at camp, right? We're talking about the oppression of black people. We're talking about uplifting black people out of, you know what I'm saying, out of the hood, out of the mindset of following after your oppressor and being a criminal. Like y'all love to spout this ideology that when you look at a black man, it's just a criminal and a hoodlum and just, you know, it's like it's black culture to smoke weed. It's black culture to sell narcotics. It's black culture to do all these self-destructive things and make single mother households and leave your children like as if that's just black culture. These are things that we learned from our oppressor from being enslaved. These are things that we learned from what we've seen in Great Britain, you know, so-called Great Britain that you're so patriotic for. These are things that we watched you and learned. We watched, you know what I'm saying, the mafia. We watched the Teddy Boys, and we watched all them British gangs and British crime organizations, and then we thought we could do it too. What black people didn't understand is that y'all can get away with it. Black people can't get away with being innocent. Like you can't get away. If you're an innocent black man, you're still going to be oppressed. So if you become a criminal, you know what I'm saying, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up unalived by the police. Or another thing they're going to do is they're just going to leave you be so you can be a criminal and make being a criminal glorified in your own community. That's what they push in the media. They push all the rappers and the drug dealers, and they make it seem flashy. So more of our people turn to a life of crime. So more of our people turn to selling drugs to get money. So more of our people turn to, you know what I'm saying, turning our sisters into 304s, and our sisters turn to shaking the backside on the hood of a car, or on the roof of a car, or just in all manner of places. You know what I'm saying? This man, I forgot how I even got here. what was the point? Let me run this video back. Hold on 1 second.
What's gonna happen to all the white people
Good night. Yeah, so while we at camp uplifting black people out of the state that we're in currently, this man, this Hamite, walks up to the camp and says,
And why you guys
it says
always so angry?
this.
What's gonna happen to all the white people? And why you guys always so angry?
He walks up to camp and says, what's going to happen to white people? What's going to happen to white people, and why are you guys so angry? And that's so rich. Like, imagine you have a people that were oppressed for over 400 years, and when they were so-called free, even to this day, they're still being unalived by the police. We're still being oppressed and stopped and searched at a ridiculously higher rate than everybody else. We're still, you know what I'm saying, the police are quick to pull out a gun or a taser, quick to pull out weapons to deal with a man that might have just mental health issues. Whereas you could have an oppressor punching police or kicking police or even shooting police. You had this woman, I remember the story. Now, this was in America, this wasn't in the UK. But there was a story of this woman that went into a police station and shot a gun inside the police station. And you know, I think she hit some police officers, and they managed to detain her without unaliving her, without, you know, ending her life. But a black man just walking the street in a hoodie, you know, he has to get gun. He has to, you have to go the utmost force on a man because why? He fits some arbitrary description that they just, it's always funny how there's always some description that a black man fits. You know what I'm saying? He would just always fit the description. I don't even know if there was a crime to begin with, but whenever they just go on the hunt and attack black people, that's always the excuse we use. Well, he fit the description and that's why we approached him. I don't even believe that. I don't believe there was a crime committed prior. I believe an oppressor was just having a bad day. Maybe his wife left him, or maybe he found out his wife was sleeping with somebody else. Maybe a black man. Good night. You know how them you know what I'm saying, 304s, them, you know, European, you know, women love to lay with a black man. Love to just you know, do all manner of vile things. Now that is against the law. That black man, you shouldn't be doing those things. You know what I'm saying? When you lay with the white woman, you become her pet. But you know them, you know, I mean, we know how, you know, how do I word this the way TikTok will find acceptable? We know how a certain demographic of people love their pets a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? They love their horses and their dogs, and then they love their servants. They love their slaves. So it's no surprise how, you know, why there's such an infatuation with black men. But, you know what I'm saying, a cop just has a bad day and just picks a black man to abuse. Just picks a black man to oppress, and you never know if that's gonna be your last day. You know what I'm saying? But this man, again, back to what the video is about. This Hamite man, this Ghanaian, walks up to the camp and asks, "What about white people?" Like, imagine walking up to, imagine you have some Jewish community, right? Some Jewish community, they holding an event. And you just walk up to a Jewish man and ask, well, what about the Germans? You know what I'm saying? What about the you know, I don't think I could say the name of that group. But what about the N group? Not us. I ain't talking about us. What about the other N group? What the hell?
You might disconnect it from that.
Oh yeah. What about you know what I'm saying, the Germans? And why won't y'all buy a German car to this day? You don't go up to a Palestinian protests and say, well what about the Israelis? What about the Israelis? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen to them? Or what do you feel about them? Or why do you talk bad on them? You don't call the Palestinians racist for saying, you know what I'm saying, F the what is it, the IDF? You don't call a Palestinian racist for talking about the oppression of his people. You don't call a Jewish man racist for talking about the oppression of their people. But for some reason, a black man, like, black people are the only people that can't talk about the crimes that were committed against us and not be racist somehow. Somehow we're racist if we talk about crimes that were committed against us. Somehow we're racist if we talk about the oppressor in a not so loving way. If we're not loving and dancing and hugging our enemy, somehow we're racist. So this man walked up to the camp and said, what about black people? And why are we so angry all the time? Again, do you go up to the Palestinians and ask them why they're angry? You go to a Palestinian protest and ask them, why are you so angry all the time? Shoot, you don't even go up to a Black Lives Matter protest and ask them why they're so angry all the time. Because even in the Black Lives Matter protest, you know, they still love white people. But because we don't love our oppressor. Because we don't love our enemy. We don't love the man that's not only stabbing you in your back, stabbing you right in your or maybe boring you right in your face. Because we don't love that man, you have to have this Hamite walk up to the camp and ask, well, what about white people? I mean, just think about that, man. Just think about that for a minute. That wouldn't fly with any other race of people. Any other race of people at all. But for black people, it's like we have to love our enemy. We have to bow down and allow him to put the knee on our neck. We can't talk about the crimes that were committed against us. We can't talk about slavery because what about you're making white people feel bad? Well, they should feel bad. They should. Maybe if they felt some guilt, I mean, they would have some mercy on us. But to this day, they're still unaliving us. They're still unaliving our children. They're still got their knee on our neck. Maybe if they felt some guilt. So I don't think we're hurting their feelings as much as y'all think we are. As much as a black Christian who loves Massa, as much as he thinks we're hurting white people's feelings. I don't think we're really hurting their feelings that much. You know what I'm saying? But let's play a bit more in this video. And again, if y'all want to chime in at any point, y'all just let me know.
Because you guys seem to be very pro-black, so you guys seem to be very pro-black. So I want to know, like,
Good night. Good night. So he walked up to us because we seem to be very pro-black. And apparently that's a problem. Apparently it's a problem for black people to be pro-black. There's not a problem for the oppressor to be pro-white. It's not a problem for Africans to be pro-African, pro-Nigerian, pro-Ghanaian, pro-whatever, you know, countries are up in there. It's not racist for Palestinians to be pro-Palestine. It's not a problem for them. But because we're pro-black, he comes up to us and asks, what about white people?
Even in that there, he said we're pro-black, so he's only gonna talk about white people.
Right.
There's Asians, there's Africans, there's well, maybe not Africans in his eyes, but in our eyes, Africans, there's Indians, all these other races, and he went, what about white people?
What about white people?
What about white? Guy's a slave mind. Guy's a slave mind. Because the only thing he thought about was white people. Because he's not even he's African, but he thinks we the same people. So he thinks he's oppressed. But his thought went to white people straight away. Not what about the Palestinians?
Right.
What about them? Have they not been oppressed? And then he just went straight to white people. And to be pro-black and going straight to white people is crazy.
It's that's the thing. Like, again, he has a problem with us being pro-black because he hates black people. Like, he hates black people. It's not even that he thinks he's one of us or he thinks he's oppressed or anything to do with that. He just hates black people. Like, that's the thing. He came up to us and started having an issue with us because we're pro-black. And he said, what about white people? Like, what about the man that has oppressed us the most on this earth? What about him? But you don't go up to a Palestinian and ask, what about the Israelis? Why? Because you have some level of respect and maybe perhaps some compassion for Palestinians. This man had no compassion for black people. None at all. Absolutely no compassion to stop us while we're speaking about uplifting black people. And getting black people out of the condition we're in and telling black people about their true identity according to the Bible, that we're not just drug dealers and we're not just gangbangers, we're not just meant to be the poor an oppressed nation on this earth. We are actually the chosen people of God. And we are supposed to be the greatest nation on the face of this earth. He didn't want to hear none of that because he hates black people. He didn't want to hear anything pro-black because he hates black people. That's all it is. He has no compassion for us. And why would he? As Captain Karathi said later on, when we found out he was Ghanaian, his people sold us to the white man. So why would he have compassion on us? What about the man his people made a deal with? What about him? Why don't we talk about him in a loving way? Why are black people not pro-white? Like, just think about how that sounds. Why are black people not pro-white, especially after everything they've done to us? And he has a problem with it. And it's a shame. It's such a shame that many of our brothers that are drunk or high on the drug of Christianity think in a similar way. Think in a similar way where we have to, as a black man, you have to love and we have to love and care for our oppressor. Like only a slave thinks like that. Only a slave that is broken and destroyed thinks like that. No other nation, looks at the man that is unaliving their children, that is unaliving their mother and their father and their cousin and their uncle. No other nation looks at that and says, well, we have to love them nonetheless. That's Christianity. And Christianity, which is serving that white Jesus, is white supremacy. And that's again why the color of Christ absolutely matters. And I'm still waiting for one of y'all to prove me wrong. I'm still waiting for some old Edomite or some old maybe not Hamite will join the line and explain to us why the color of Christ doesn't matter. Any more in this video? Let me see.
I never see you guys talk about white people.
Good night. So he comes up to us and says, we're pro-black, and I never see you talk about white people. Why the hell do we have to talk about white people? Why? Aside from listing out their crimes, why do we have to talk about, loving white people? That's really what he's saying. We talk about them. We talk about the crimes that our oppressor committed against us. We talk about slavery. We talk about how they deported the Windrush, like that other oppressor wants to do. That's what he wants to do. He wants Windrush 2. He said deport. That's what he wants. He wants the British government to just deport black people again for no reason. What was I just saying? Yeah, that Hamite walked up to us, said we're pro-black, and why don't we talk about loving white people? That's really what he wanted to say. Why we don't talk about caring and loving and forgiving white people? That's what he meant. Let's play on.
All I see here is black. I think both of these are not Jesus.
Yeah, but before he pivots to talk about Jesus, he said we're pro-black. Why don't we talk about white people? And all I see here is black. This man hates black people. That's it. He hates to even see us. He hates to see us gathered. He wants us like the oppressor, like his colleague, the white man. He wants to see us. He hates to see black people gathered. Like when black people are gathered together and are having, like a party or something, or playing music, it's a problem to them. When black people are gathered together and talking about what happened to us and not loving them and bowing down to them, it's a problem for them. It's a problem for them to even see it. All he sees here is black. That's what he said. That's what he said. All he sees here is black, and that's a problem for some reason. I mean, good night. Good night.
That's exactly all I see is black people.
Before this old Edomite jumps in and tries to throw in his 2 cents when nobody was talking to him. all I see is black. I don't see any white people. So in order for him not to have a problem with us, he has to see white people with us. He has to see us being good slaves and joining with our oppressor. That's what he has to see. And don't think we only got beef and issues with oppressors. We got beef with the so-called white man. Y'all Hamites are gonna get it too. Y'all Hamites are absolutely gonna get us too. You oppress black people the same way, and your people sold us to the oppressor. Don't think y'all are gonna get away. Don't think we ain't talking about y'all too. We talk about the crimes you committed also. Human trafficking. Y'all took part in human trafficking and selling people. Let's run this back, because I just want to play this through. I want to play this through. This is why an African is never going to get invited to one of our cookouts. Never. That's why Captain Tazariak is never going to invite an African boy to one of our cookouts. This is why.
Because that's exactly all I see is black people.
All I see is black people, and you're pro-black, and this, that, and the third, and what about white people? And that's a problem. Good night. I think that's all I want on this before this old, funky Edomite decides to put in his 2 cents. And then he starts talking about the color of Jesus, which is of course the title. All right. Again, I'm still waiting for somebody to show me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. Because according to damn near every Christian on the earth, I'm sure there's some Christians watching. Christians, show me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. And I'll show you why it does. All right. So let's play this second video we got. The same funky Hamite. Show you why it does. All right. So let's play this second video we got. The same funky Hamite. All right, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. I think we back up on the live. So like here, yo, the phone overheated. All right, the phone overheated. We were spitting too much fire. Clearly, the phone went through the fire of adversity, and it became gold. Not quite. It didn't make it through. It had to let us colors fly. All right, so let's get back to where we were. So what was we just talking about? So, all right, while we get back up. Let me see. I see people filtering back in. All right, make sure y'all come back. Don't leave. We ain't done. I'm not done with this Hamite. All right, don't leave. Let's see what we got. All right, no sweat. Again, make sure y'all like the video. You know what I'm saying? Share it, repost it. You know what I'm saying? Do the thing. Do what you got to do. Okay. So where we was at? It was in the second video. I think I was just about to share the second video, right?
Yeah. No, we've been...
Nah, yeah, I was just about to share the second video. All right, so we went over the first video where this African has a problem with people being pro-black and not talking about loving and just being in warm embraces with our oppressor. That's what we just got off the back of, right? And now we're gonna talk about, whatever else he wants to talk about. So let's play this.
Like Jesus is black. So what does Jesus being black?
So hold on.
I see like you guys like Jesus is black. So what does Jesus being black? So what? Like he's green, yellow. Like what does that do for the world?
So again, he says, well, I see you guys talk about Jesus is black, and who the hell cares? What does that matter? Jesus could be blue, green, purple. What did he say? Let me run this back.
What does that do for the world? What does Jesus being black? So what?
What does Jesus being black? So what?
Like he's green, yellow. Like
he's green, yellow, right? It's always some ridiculous color. Like what you telling me Christ is the Incredible Hulk? Like what are we talking about? You telling me Christ is the Grinch? Like what are we talking about? Christ is not green. He's not yellow. He's not Big Bird from Sesame Street. He ain't a Simpson. Like what are we talking about? But he goes, Christ could be green, yellow, and what does it matter? What does the color of Christ matter? Well, again, the color of Christ absolutely matters, and I'm still encouraging somebody in the comments to put in the comments and tell me why it doesn't matter. Let me tell you why it does. Let me just flip, right? So the color of Christ doesn't matter, but the color of Christ is in the Bible. We can read in the Bible that Christ's feet were like brass as if it burned in a furnace, and his hair was white and woolly. We have the description of Christ, but let's go with this Hamite's logic, right? Well, let's not go with his logic, but let's flip the question. Why doesn't he ask the Orthodox Christian Church, or why didn't he ask white people, or the people that came up like in the Renaissance era? Why didn't he ask Europeans and go around asking them, well, the color of Christ, y'all say he's white when the Bible clearly says he's black. The Bible clearly says he's a black man, or they love to say what was it, Middle Eastern. They love to say Christ is olive skinned, which I don't know where that is in the Bible. I don't read that. I read where Christ has skin like polished brass, or brass as if it burned in a furnace. I read where Christ is a dark-skinned black man, but I don't read where Christ has olive skin. I don't read that in the Bible. Y'all might have shown me that Bible verse. I look forward to receiving that book, chapter, and verse where Christ is olive. And even with olive, y'all got two types of olives. Green olives, which we know Christ ain't green. We know Christ is not the Hulk. We know Christ is not, the Grinch or none of that. And we have black olives. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So why is it a problem when we say he's black? And it's not, what does that matter? It's not well, it doesn't matter, because we've clearly established that this African just has a problem with black. He says we're pro-black, and what about white people? That's what he came up to us and said. So it's not the fact that the color of Christ doesn't matter and he could be green, this and that. It's the fact that we're saying he's black that they have a problem with. Because they don't have a problem when the Christian church and everyone in the world who now thinks that Christ is white, they don't have a problem with that image. But they have a problem when we say Christ is black. That's what they have a problem with. He came up to us and said, what? All I see is black. Like, what are we talking about? Good night. So again, if the color of Christ didn't matter and it was just unimportant, then why does he not go up to white people and ask them, the color of Christ, it doesn't even matter, man. Why did y'all change when he's clearly whatever he thinks Christ is? So if he's gonna say Middle Eastern, fine, whatever. When Christ is clearly Middle Eastern, why did y'all change him to this white man? Does he go around saying that? Does he go around every Christian evangelist that's out on the street and go say, well, the color of Christ doesn't matter? Y'all love to say, y'all have to put up this image, and what does it matter? Why do y'all say Christ is white? Does he go around doing that? No, but he will walk up to the ISUPK and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, a black group founded by black people, for black people, who read the Bible and read that the Bible is for black people. And we talk about black people, and it's just too much blackness for him. His Lord and Savior can't be black. He just can't be.
He gotta be green.
He'd rather he be green and yellow than black. I mean, what are we talking about?
That's crazy.
That is actually wild. He'd rather he be green or purple. He'd rather Christ be Thanos than black. I mean, good night. Good night. So again, why did they change the color of Christ to white if the color of Christ doesn't matter? I want y'all to answer me that. Answer me why the color of Christ doesn't matter, and if it doesn't matter, why did they change him to being white? When we know from history, we know for a fact, we know for absolute fact, like everybody knows for a fact he wasn't white. So even if y'all want to say he was this and that, which we know he was a black man, we in the ISUPK, we know the truth. But if y'all want to say he's Middle Eastern or he's Arabic or whatever the hell y'all want to say, then why again do y'all not shout through the rooftops or go kick down the doors of every Christian church and argue with them, asking why they changed him to white? Why don't y'all do that? I would love to see somebody answer that question. The problem isn't that it doesn't matter, that the color of Christ doesn't matter. The problem is he can't be black. He can be anything but black. If he's white, you'll serve white Jesus. If he's Arabic or Middle Eastern, you'll serve Middle Eastern Jesus. But you will not serve black Jesus. You will not serve the black Christ. You will not serve Yahawashi. That's what y'all will not serve. That's what y'all absolutely will not serve. Y'all can't serve a black man. I was gonna say the other word, but we on TikTok. Y'all can't serve the black God. Y'all can't serve a black Christ. And why is that? Y'all ask yourselves that. Ask yourself that question. Why is it that you will never serve a black Christ? Or you have a problem with Christ being black? Someone says, so what breed was Snoopy? It doesn't matter because he's a fictional character. Well, Christ was not a fictional character. Christ was a real man that lived on this earth. Christ isn't a fictional character. If you just don't believe in the Bible, then there's nothing I can do to convince you. But we have plenty of archaeological evidence, plenty of historical evidence, accounts from even other nations that were round about that proves that Christ was a real man that walked on this earth. Christ was real. Christ is not Snoopy. He's not that white dog on Charlie Brown. He's not white. Alright, so Christ is not a fictional character. So again, why does the color of Christ not matter? Alright, so we've established he's not a fictional character. He's real. And the Bible says that Christ came to save his people. So again, Christ was a man. Like every man on this earth, he was born. He was born into a nation. He was born into the tribe of Judah. Someone says that there isn't a scrap of evidence for his existence. No sweat. If you don't want to believe that Christ existed, that's fine. That's fine. Even whether Christ existed or not, answer me this. If it's recorded in the Bible, which is where we read about Christ, it's where we know of Christ's existence, right? In the Bible, if Christ is a black man, or whatever y'all want to say, Christ is, and the color doesn't matter, why did they change him white? Why did they change him to white? If the color doesn't matter, or the race doesn't matter, I should say. Remember to show me evidence. I don't need to show you evidence of Christ being real or the Bible being real. I don't need to show you evidence. What I'm talking about, even if Christ is this fictional character, in your head, Christ is this fictional character, he's not real, so it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, then why did they change him? Hold on. Then why did they change him to white? That's what I want to know.
Apparently I'm not a human.
Alright, that's what I want to know.
Someone requested, I think.
Requested what?
I assume
To join a live? Okay, give me 1 second. James Z. Okay, let me see. Now, if you join this live, I want you to have some decorum and some decency. Alright, that's what I require. If you act out of pocket, you're just gonna get kicked. Alright, but I'll invite you on. Alright, so tell me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. Let's see. Alright, so I hit invite, invitation sent. Alright, so if you want to jump on and explain to us why the color of Christ doesn't matter. Let's see. I'm waiting. Alright, I don't see you. I don't know. Did you really request? Alright, because I can read in the Bible where Christ came for a certain people. And Christ came for his people.
Matthew 1:21.
Matthew 1 and verse 21. You want to get it? I got it right here.
Go on. Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
So we talking about Christ. Christ was a man who came from a man and woman. He was born into a tribe, born into the tribe of Judah. And Christ came to save his people from their sins. His people. So if the color of Christ or the ethnicity of Christ doesn't matter, then explain why. Because Christ came to save his people. So we need to establish who Christ's people are. And why did y'all change him to white? So now when someone reads this, y'all are thinking of what? That Jewish man up in Israel. Y'all are thinking of the Israelis, another white man. Y'all are thinking of the tribe of Amalek. That's what y'all are thinking of when y'all hear his people. Christ is a black man, according to the Bible. And he came to save his people. Black people. Prove me wrong. I'm still waiting for what's his name? James Z. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for you to prove to me or show me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, why is it in the Bible? Matter of fact, give me Revelations 1:1.
Revelations chapter 1 verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So this is the revelation of Jesus Christ. This is John revealing Christ. All right, go ahead.
Which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he's
skim into verse 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
So this is Christ. He is one like unto the Son of Man. The Son of Man is Christ. He was clothed with a garment down to the foot. Go ahead.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
And he was girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So Christ had a garment on. You know what I'm saying? Christ had the apparel of the Israelites. A garment with a golden girdle. Christ had a green garment on. You know what I'm saying? Another verse it says he had a body of beryl. Beryl is green. Christ had a green garment with a golden girdle. Why is it that their depiction of Christ has Roman apparel, Roman clothing, has a white robe with some red sash across it or something like that? If I'm recalling correctly, I ain't a Christian, so I barely remember the image because that image is out of my mind. But it's some Roman toga with a give me an image of matter of fact, let me get it up on this phone. You can stay where you are in the verse, right? If I just type in Jesus Christ images, this is what comes up. This is what comes up. This man does not have a green garment on, nor does he have a golden girdle. All right, I think this is the image that was coming to mind. This one here. He has Roman garments with that red like little sash thing. I don't see green. I don't see gold nowhere. Read on.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So his head and his hairs, meaning the hair on his head and his hairs, his facial hair, was white and like wool. All right, meaning Christ went gray from a young age. All right, Christ's head and his beard were fully gray, and they were like wool. Christ had woolly textured hair. This man right here, this man does not have white hair, and it's not woolly. It's certainly not woolly. So there's no green garment, there's no golden girdle. His hair is not white, and his hair is not woolly. Read on.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes was a flame of fire. And if I zoom into this image, this man looks like a member of the community. Not the black community, I'll tell you that much. He looks like a member of the HDMI PS4 community. Look at his eyes. Do his eyes look like a flame of fire? He looks like he's got mascara on. That's what he looks like. I mean, look at him. His lips all pink. He looks like a matter of fact, I shouldn't look this up on my phone because I don't want this in my phone history. But if I was to look up like RuPaul Drag Race, and if I was to look up like a white man in drag, it would look like this. That's what it would look like. Like a man with a full beard looking like a woman. I don't see no white woolly hair. I don't see no eyes as a flame of fire. This man looks like he's a member of the community. And he was. The man who this is painted after, Caesar Borgia, is a man that slept with his sister. He was a member of the community. This is your Jesus? Read on.
Khan. And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. His feet like unto fine brass. So you know, Christ wore sandals, so his feet were exposed. And his feet were like unto fine brass. Now, what color is brass? Somebody answer me that in the comments. Since the color of Christ doesn't matter, why does it say the color of Christ's feet were like unto fine brass? As if what?
As if it burned in a furnace.
As if it burned in a furnace. So Christ's feet were like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. Now let me look this up. Before I show y'all, hold on. Brass. All right. Let me show y'all a picture of burnished brass. All right. Hold on. Let me look up a statue so y'all can see. All right, hold on. So let me get this image right. So his feet were like what?
His feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. So let me get a picture. Let me get another picture, all right, that they'll have up in the Christian church. What's that picture of their Jesus, of white Jesus being crucified? I'm gonna look up Jesus Christ cross or crucifixion. All right, so we got this image right here. Now look at this man's feet. All right, so you got this image. Now you zoom in on his feet. Does this man's feet look like fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace? Y'all let me know. Does this man's feet look like fine brass if it burned in a furnace? Read on.
Khan.
Read that part again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So let me show y'all brass, right? Brass as if it's burned in a furnace, or like burnished bronze, right? Let me show y'all something. This is a brass statue of a day, right? A day. And look what color it is. This is burnished bronze or burnt brass. You can see this is a dark brown color. You won't see a white man with this complexion. You'll see his black men with this complexion. Well, like brass as if it burned in a furnace. Christ was a dark-skinned brown man. I'll show you another picture. I'm trying to find a picture of a. I ain't really gonna find a picture of a. Hold on. Burned brass statue. Or another example. Find this right here. All right. This is another example, right? This is a statue of some. I think this is World War II or something like that. I don't know. But this is a burned brass statue. That's what it looks like. This is the complexion of Christ. Christ is a dark-skinned black man. So if the color of Christ did not matter, why did they change him to this? Why are they changing to this? Why? We established this painting that they push around as Christ. There's not of a green garment. Does not have a golden girdle. Does not have white hair or woolly hair. Does not have skin as if it was burnt brass. So why did they push a Christ which fits absolutely nothing of the description of Christ in the Bible? Why? If the color of Christ didn't matter. Let me show y'all what the color of Christ does. The color of Christ, when they put up that picture of Christ being white, when you look at a white man, you see Christ. When you look at a white baby, you see them little cherubim angels, them little angel babies they have been in Christian church, them naked babies which they have been at Christian church, which shows you what type of organization that is. They got naked babies all up in the paintings, and that's just you know, that's Roman and Greek culture. Even you all you have to do is look up pictures of Roman and Greek gods and how they have their image. They're all naked and holding fingers like this and doing all type of, it's all nakedness, naked babies and naked this and that. It's all deviancy. It's all part of the community. And then they give you Christ and they show you pictures of angels, and it's all white and naked. That's it, just white and naked. That's pretty much the Christian church. That's, if I was to describe them in about 3 words, white and naked. Like, it's crazy, right? So when you see a white man, you see Jesus. When you see a white baby, you see a white cherubim. When you see a white woman, you see this angel, whatever the hell. But if Christ was black, and they portrayed him as he is written, as he's described in the Bible, then when you saw a black man, you wouldn't see a drug dealer. You wouldn't see a criminal. You'd see Christ. When you see a black baby, you'd see Christ. You'd see Christ as a baby. When you see a black woman, you'd see Mary. The Mother Mary, which Christians love to, you know what I'm saying, promote and push up, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Mary was a you know what I'm saying, a good woman, but she's not a white woman. And when y'all see a black woman, you would see Mary. But right now we see a white woman and you see Mary. Y'all see how that has a psychological impact? If you saw a black man and saw Christ, then you would not treat him like a criminal. You would not treat him like and that's why you know what I'm saying, oppressors get such good treatment. That's why that woman who shot up the police station didn't get unalived. Because they saw Mary. They saw a damsel in distress. They saw a white woman. They saw a white angel shooting up the damn police thing.
They probably thought it was a rapture or something.
Good night. Good night. The color of Christ absolutely matters. Not only for that psychological impact, but again, we read in the Bible that Christ came to save his people. You can read all over the Bible. And so Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of different verses where it talks about Israel being saved. And so you need to know who Israel is. Who is Christ's people? Who is that? They put up that image to make you think that Christ's people is white. Christ is a black man. Christ's people are black. The color of Christ absolutely matters. And that guy still ain't come on. So I don't know what's going on. He also ain't proved to me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. That's what y'all haven't proved. I'll be live for a few more minutes. I got one more topic to go into, but if someone wants to prove me wrong, you know what I'm saying, join the live. Let's get it on. All right, until then, let's go into my last topic. And this is a doozy. All right, let me show y'all this one. All right. Let me share this video with y'all.
Is coming up. There's a meeting of the common.
All right. This is titled a perfect, what's it called? A perfect example of British denial and reflection. All right, so let's play this.
The issue of slavery reparations is coming up. There's a meeting of the Commonwealth leaders next week. Should we pay slavery reparations for our imperial past?
No, absolutely not. Look,
I mean, good night. Should we pay reparations for our imperial past? He said, no, absolutely not. Gets a standing ovation. I mean, good night. That just shows you the hatred they have for black people. A standing ovation just for saying no, absolutely not. They ain't even let him expound. They ain't even say nothing profound or nothing worth an applause. He got a standing ovation. Let's let him carry on.
we abolished slavery 200 years ago. British sailors died on the high seas defending that principle and trying to encourage and enforce other countries to do the same. I'd like to back Penny Morden's idea to have a memorial to those brave sailors who helped to ensure the emancipation of slaves elsewhere in the world. That would be a better and more British thing for us to do than a pointless waste of taxpayers' money.
A pointless waste of taxpayers' money. You're right, it would be the British thing to not pay black people a single penny and to put up a memorial of some white man you think is great. That's a very British thing. It's very British. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely correct. This man said Britain put an end to slavery. Like these are things they love to spout. And Britain went around putting an end to slavery. Let me look this up. When or how long were the British Empire involved in slavery? No, let me type this right. Slavery. The British Empire was involved in the transatlantic slave trade for approximately 300 years, from the early 17th century to the mid-19th century. While the trade was officially abolished in 1807, slavery itself persisted in various forms within the empire for several decades afterwards. So again, they love to say, you know, they put an end to slavery and this and that and the third, and it was abolished in 1807. Even after it was abolished, white people still had slaves. And how do you become the hero? How are you the hero and the villain? Like saving people, so-called saving people, which is what he's trying to make it seem as if he did. Like Britain saved people from slavery. Saving people from yourself does not make you the hero. Like imagine you grab some person from off the street and put him in a basement with no food, no water, kick him, beat him every single day, and then one day you just think, maybe I should let him go. Maybe I should, you know. And you say, and then you pick him up from out the basement, and don't even let him out the house. You just, I guess, pick him up from out the basement, and now he's just in the regular house, still as a servant, but he's not in the basement anymore. And all of a sudden that makes you the hero. You're the reason why he's in the basement. He would be living his life free, but you're the reason why he was in the basement. And that makes you the hero somehow. And we need to have a memorial for you. And you don't pay those reparations, but you'll pay the Jewish man reparations when Britain didn't have even anything to do with the Holocaust. Britain had nothing to do with the Holocaust. Neither did America. But y'all pay the Jewish man billions of pounds and dollars in reparations to this day. But will y'all give black people reparation? No. Absolutely not. Standing ovation. I mean, what are we talking about? A standing. Let's play it again. In case y'all think I'm joking, or in case y'all missed the video.
The issue of slavery reparations is coming up. There's a meeting of the Commonwealth leaders next week. Should we pay slavery reparations for our imperial past?
No, absolutely not. No, we...
Should we pay slavery reparations? Hell no. Standing ovation. And that's how you know it's about black people. Slavery reparations. Y'all pay reparations to a country that was oppressed by another country. But y'all don't pay reparations to the people that you oppressed and enslaved. Another stat that came out that they love to spout is that it was found that from HMRC there was like let me look this up. I'm gonna look up HMRC contribution to ending slavery. Let's look this up. It's another stat they love to spout. It says HMRC plays a key role in the UK's government efforts to combat modern slavery. No, not modern slavery. I'm talking about ancient. I'm talking about that you know what I'm talking about. Don't try and deflect. All right, hold on. Yeah, compensation. This is what it is. Hold on. Try to find the right one. There was some stat. I think I was trying to find the exact figure. I think it was like 35 billion that the government raised in tax money to go towards so-called ending slavery, right? And they love to spout that as a contribution. What that money was, that money went to paying off slave owners, paying off slave masters for the loss of property. Should we say thank you for that? Should we applaud you? Should we applaud HMRC and the government because they spent 35 billion in efforts to stop slavery? You paid off the slave master for loss of property because he was mad he couldn't have you as a slave anymore. And you're the hero? You didn't free nothing. To this day, black people aren't free. We're still living under your oppressor, even in Jamaica. Like me and my brother are Jamaican. Even in Jamaica, they'll say, "Oh well, you know, you running the country and Jamaica's independent now." Independent of what? Jamaica is still not independent. We're still very much reliant on the British government. Even in Jamaica, it's barely Jamaica running the country. So many Chinese in there and East Indians and Indians running the country, making damn near 90% of the profit. Or again, you have white people up in there which own all the hotels and the tourist areas, and the actual black people, the Israelites, make damn near nothing. And you want us to applaud you for abolishing slavery? Again, if Britain can justify paying reparations to the Jewish man who was oppressed by Germany, not Britain, why can they not bring themselves, wrap their head around paying back black people for what they did to black people? It's absolutely not. That's what we get. Absolutely not. Are we gonna do something to actually help black people? Absolutely not. No. I mean, okay, so yeah, you took them off the cane field. You took them off the cane field, and then what? Then what? You paid the slave master off for loss of property, and then he had to let his slaves go. Meanwhile, this still continued. People still had slaves for decades after it was officially abolished in 1807. Decades after. Not just a couple years or a couple months. Decades after. And you just, okay, you can't work on the slave field anymore. So now what? You know what happened to a lot of the black people that were so-called freed from slavery? They didn't have anywhere to live. You don't have a job. Nobody who's going to hire you. Nobody's going to hire you. Except, I mean, I guess somebody is going to hire you, but that's what I'm gonna get to. They didn't have anywhere to go. No infrastructure to have anything to eat and provide for themselves. Because we didn't receive anything to repair the damage. We didn't receive anything to repair us. So we could start building for ourselves and have our own. What did many of us end up doing? Going back to that slave master, the same slave master. And now what? Instead of being a slave, you just work for him for damn near minimum wage, for pennies. And you're just a slave for a little bit of money. The same way we are today. We're working for minimum wage. I mean, am I wrong? You just say, okay, well, you can't be on the plantation anymore. And you gave the slave master money because you can't be there. Where do you go from there? As a slave, as a people who all you've known since you were born, because this again was over 300 years. The people that were freed, all they knew is slavery. You gave them nothing to give them back their identity that was taken from them. You give them nothing to build their own infrastructure, to build their own communities, to have something to sustain themselves so they could eat, so they could live, have shelter. You gave them nothing. Absolutely not. To this day, you won't give them nothing. And that was the great heroic act that y'all deserve a memorial for. All right. So, again, nobody has proven to me why the color of Christ doesn't matter. Nobody's done that. We've established that I'll say this, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We've established that. And they are not heroes, and we're not required to have any love or compassion for them, because when they're asked, are you going to have any love and compassion and do anything to repair the damage y'all did in slavery? What do they say?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And get a standing ovation. But when someone asks us, are we going to love white people and talk about white people? And we say absolutely not. Do we get a standing ovation? Absolutely not. And with that, Israel, I say shalom. All right, I'm going to see y'all next Sunday. Next Sunday from 2 p.m. We'll go probably roughly about an hour to hour and a half. I don't want to go too long. About hour and a half. All right, and that's going to be real-time revelation. So I'll see y'all again next Sunday. With that, you have any closing words you want to say?
Shalom,
Tawab. Kayla?
No, sir.
You good? All right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Now, how do I end this live? That's hold on right here. I see it. All right.